Ashe and grand rising to you all, my beautiful people. Yes, my highly enriched melanin people, you the earth's original and organic humans, aka my fellow Africans. It is I, the Mystic Philosopher, and yes, it is evident that I am still here with you on this side of reality. And welcome back to the Mystic P. He's talking again, aka under 15 minutes with I, the Mystic Philosopher. And this is episode 21. Amazing. Now, back to the topic of discussion, stress on the mind, or more correctly, the impact of this thing called stress has or is having on the thing that we humans called the mind. So in my last talk, which was yesterday, as I continued my focus on the word want, and I think that I may have shared with you some new perspectives on it and some new insight into it. Yes, this thing called want. And I ended my talk by saying that here we have a new equation that produces the same result called stress. And I pointed out to you that the evidence will show that regardless of how we may transpose this new equation, the result is still the same, regardless of how we transpose it. And that is stress is equal to want, which is equal to money, or want is equal to money, which is equal to stress, or money is equal to want, which is equal to stress. Anyhow you rearrange it or transpose it. And that individually or collectively, these three are robbing us of our natural birthright. And that your birthright, your natural birthright, or our natural birthright is our happiness. I also ended by reminding you, as it is my custom, or as I'm accustomed to do, that you should claim your natural birthright. You have to claim it. Meaning that you should and that you must claim your happiness. And for those of you that are familiar with I, the Mystic Philosopher, those of you that know I or know me, or those of you that may have read my bio online or elsewhere, know that among the many things that I am, and that I am becoming, and that I have become, and that I am becoming, you all know that I am a happiness coach. So for all the things that you may know about me, read about me, and those of you who know me, you know what I am, what I have become, and what I am becoming. You know that I am a happiness coach, aka the birthright advocate. No, I'm not an activist. Activist is dealing with politics. You know my perspective on that word and that thing called politics. However, I am an advocate for our people's birthright, which is our happiness. And that I am more, you know that I am more and more, and that I am becoming much, much more. But more on that at another time. Those are some new ideas, some would say concepts. I prefer ideas that we will be talking about as you get to have an insight into who I, the Mystic Philosopher, am. So today, let me just continue to share with you a brief list of some of the things that I think that most people would come up with. As you remember, I have asked you to come up with a list or to write down the things that will make you happy. So let me just go through a number of these things today. Some of the things that I think that most people or most of you would come up with, that you think, or that these people think, or that they believe that they want to make their lives fulfilled or happier, or to make them more happy or happier. One, let me continue with a few of these things. They want an education. People want education. Some people don't want an education. They want financial freedom. They want wealth. They want a job. They want the thing called love. They want to be famous. They want to be loved. They will tell you that they want a spouse. They want a husband, a man, a woman, a wife, a partner, etc. They want a car or a house. They want new clothes. They want a child or children. They want to be right. Yeah. People want to be right all the time. They don't want to make mistakes. They want to be right. They want to know. They want power, whether it's spiritual power, political power, or otherwise. They want to be saved. They want to go to heaven. They want to live long. They want good health. They want everlasting life. They want government. They want security. You name it and they want it. And the evidence will show that the more they want is the more they are stressed. Or if you prefer, the more we want, the more we are stressed. Once you get caught in that loop, that cycle of want, and we're going to get into it a little bit deeper. And the evidence will also show that the only thing that they don't want, the only thing that most people don't want, think about it. You get the answer, yes. They don't want to die. They want everything else, even to go to heaven without having to die. But we'll talk about that another time too. And the evidence may also show that the only time that their vacuum called want is fulfilled or is filled and their stress is over, it's done, is when they die. As long as most people are alive, they just want. And some people say they go to bed with want and get up with gimme. I know, that's for Jamaicans who understand that phrase. Now, from for us Jamaicans who understand that phrase. Now, from the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, two of the most important verses of scriptures as it relates to this thing called want, or if you prefer, and from my perspective, this evil called want, that can also be found in the Adamic race history and holy book. Now, the Adamic race history and holy book is commonly known as the Christian Holy Bible. And these two verses are in the book, one of the book called Psalm, and it is Psalm 23, verses 1. And I quote, it said, "The Lord is my shepherd," or for those who use the name Yahweh, Yahweh is my shepherd, I shall not want. That is the most important part of the verse there for me. I shall not want. Unquote. And in the book of Daniel, the second verse is in the book of Daniel called Daniel 5 verse 27. And what it said, you said, you have been weighed on the scales and found wanting. And if my memory right, there is another, I think the King James Version who said, you've been weighed in the balance and found wanted. Right? Found wanting is not a good thing. Want and wanting is not a good thing. It's an evil. But we'll have much more to say on that as we continue these talks. So in the interest of time, as I'm trying to see if I can narrow it under 15 minutes, in the interest of time, I think I will have to end here and pick up back on this point at another time. Yes, I'm going to talk about want and give you my perspective and how these two verses of scriptures make sense to I, the Mystic Philosopher, and possibly you can use it. You may, inspire you or help you to deal with this thing, this evil that we call stress. So, on my part, to also help you, get a little vibe so today. Remember, these songs, I don't practice them. I hardly play these songs. But I find that people listen to me sometimes because of them. So I'm going to give you one little more song. Something to ring in your head. And you can go on YouTube and find the original thing and listen to it properly. Right? So let me do this for you. This one is called Have I Told You Lately That I Love You? By a guy by the name of Van Morrison. Right? It was also recorded by Rod Stewart. Yeah. La la la. Diddy da bi da. Yeah. Now have I told you lately that I love you? Now have I told you there's no one above you? No. You fill my heart with gladness and take away all my sadness. Ease all my troubles, that's what you do. For the morning sun and all its glory greets the day with hope and comfort too. Ooh, you fill my life with laughter, somehow you make it better. Ease all my troubles, that's what you do. You see, there's a love that's divine, and it's yours and mine, like the sun. Ooh. And at the end of the day, you should give thanks and pray to the one, to the one. Now, have I told you lately that I love you? Now, have I told you there's no one above you? Ooh. Fill my heart with gladness, you take away all my sadness, ease all my trouble, that's what you do. Now, for those of you who really know me and listen to me over the period of time, you know that the love thing is not something I deal with. I don't like the word love. But I will be talking about that another time. But this is not my song, so I have to sing it the way it is. Have I told you lately that I love you? But have I told you lately that I respect you? We'll talk. All right? So again, thanks for your time. Yes, so let me wrap up as customary. So please join me if or when next I am talking again, possibly in episode 22, where and when I will be picking up from where I am now leaving off here, talking and focusing on stress on the mind, or more correctly, the impact that this thing called stress has on the thing that we call mind, while still talking about the word want. Remember, I shall not want and don't be found wanting. In the meantime and between time, please let me remind you, remember my people, that yesterday is history. It too is dead and gone, no more to come back. Tomorrow is a mystery. It too may never come, but today is a gift, which is why we call it the present. Lively up yourself. And I hereby implore you, I'm imploring you to live for today. And by live, I mean to claim your natural birthright, which is your happiness, and full joy today and hope for tomorrow. Again, thanks for your time and for listening. I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say.